Okay, so I reacted to Mr. Rogers before, and it turned into something that wasn't a reaction video. It literally turned into my own personal therapy session. Some of the words that he was saying resonated with me so very much that I started like telling everyone my life story. I started just spilling out all the things that like you don't naturally tell people in a conversation. People in the comments of that video told me it was the Mr. Rogers effect. But also, if you look in the comments, there was literally 3,000 comments of people saying what Mr. Rogers meant to them, like how things happened for them and what they experienced because of him and his kind words. There was nothing but positivity. It was just absolutely amazing. So after that, the very next morning, I went and watched an episode of it with my youngest daughter, which was quite a cool experience. It's not what she's used to, and it's definitely not what I'm used to. But now we're going to watch Mr. Rogers' 10 best moments, and hopefully it'll show me some more insight into this, what seemingly was a beautiful soul.
Number 10, when he said goodbye. After decades producing his show, Mr. Rogers recorded what would be one of his last videos at the WQED studio.
I'm just so proud of all of you who have grown up with us. And I know how tough it is some days to look with hope and confidence on the months and years ahead.
This message was for all of us who'd grown up with him, and for all those
This guy really was who he says he was, or who other people say he was, right up until the very end. This was truly him. It wasn't just like an act for TV or anything like that. Like, he genuinely lived the life, which is just, it's so nice to see someone with a kind heart. I can only aspire to be something like that.
children he hoped we would encourage and keep safe.
And to help them express their feelings in ways that will bring healing in many different neighborhoods.
In his final message, Mr. Rogers made it a point to express how grateful he was and how much he liked us for who we were.
But I would like to tell you what I often told you when you were much younger. I like you just the way you are.
He would pass away a few months later of stomach cancer, and the neighborhood would never feel quite the same again.
It's such a good feeling to know that we're lifelong friends.
Number 9.
They're going through these clips too fast. Like, how many people in this world do you think's never been taught that? Like, I like you just how you are. Like, how many of us have never been told that we're just someone's proud of us, you know what I mean? Or you don't need to change. I bet there's a lot of people out there that have never felt valued. And this guy, from what I know about him, went on a one-man mission to make sure that as many people as possible felt valued in this world. That has a snowball effect, you know. From what I've seen in the comments of or the other video when I watched it, which was basically a therapy session for me, which I didn't even know about him. He touched so many people's lives. I had thousands of comments saying, hey, I had a tough childhood, and this guy, even though he was on TV, this guy was there for me. That's such a profound thing to think about if you just give it a moment. Like,
when he showed us how to make crayons.
I've often thought about people making crayons.
It's easy to take things for granted in our fast-paced lives. We tend to overlook things as we rush to grow up, but Mr. Rogers had a gift for slowing things down a bit and getting us to see the magic all around us.
And then after that, people put in the pigment, which is like colored flour.
In this episode, he takes us through the process of creating crayons.
Now watch the crayons come into those crayon collectors. There they are.
Mr. Rogers always had a way of making complex processes simpler and easier for us to understand. This mesmerizing episode taught us that even common, everyday objects could have a fascinating story behind them, and that if we looked close enough, the world was filled with colors. Number 8, when he talked about divorce. In the 1980s, America was experiencing a sharp rise in divorce. When Mr. Rogers learned of this, he realized how hard it must be for the children going through this experience.
I don't think they love each other anymore, but I know my daddy loves me, and my mommy loves me too.
He knew that children often blamed themselves for their parents' divorce, so he decided to dedicate several episodes to the topic.
They thought it was all their fault. But of course it wasn't their fault.
It was an unusual and powerful moment in children's television.
I wish she'd let him talk more. Please let him talk more. It's just that the whole demeanor, the tone of voice, the way he dresses, his facial expressions and things like that is just something that makes you feel so relaxed. I don't know if that makes sense. It seems so genuine. This is like my third time seeing him. All right. We did the video on him before. I watched an episode with my daughter, and then now here we are again with his top 10 best moments. I hope that she lets him talk more during this video instead of her talking.
Other shows often ignore complex and difficult topics like this, but Mr. Rogers went at it head-on in his own gentle way. By doing so, he helped ease the hearts of many children across the country.
If they get a divorce, or if they don't get a divorce, they'll still be your mom and dad. Nothing changes that.
Number 7. When he met Koko the gorilla.
Ears,
And we both have ears,
ears.
and we both have noses and eyes.
Koko, or Hanabi,
Hey, right, that you know what, right? I'm a big believer that like anyone who animals have trust for and stuff like that is usually tells something about their personality. Like if somebody walked into my house and my dog just didn't like them or didn't want to be around them or something, I'm not saying it's the end of everything, okay? But it is like a slight red flag, you know what I mean? But I'm watching this man with probably one of the most dangerous creatures on the planet, and he's got a smile on his face and the gorilla's cuddling him. Hey man, that whole energy, that aura that this man puts out, it transcends just being a human. It's what you are. It's your soul. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to say.
Koko is a western lowland gorilla who became widely known to the public for having learned a simple form of sign language, and also for her love of cats. She was taught by the animal psychologist Francine Patterson to understand nearly 2,000 words of English and sign around 1,000 herself. When
The gorilla understood 2,000 words of English. So this is not just a normal gorilla. This is an intelligent animal that is so comfortable around this man.
Koko met Mr. Rogers, she told him what we all felt, that she loved it when he visited.
Love you,
Oh, is
she
that-
said.
oh.
Love you, visit love.
Oh,
Well, that was very nice.
thank you, Koko.
She loves her visitor.
It was a sweet moment between two of the best any species had to offer.
Where's Mr. Rogers? Peekaboo.
Bear!
Number 6. When he was inducted into the TV Hall of Fame.
It doesn't matter what our particular job. We are chosen to help meet the deeper needs of those who watch and listen.
In 1999, Fred Rogers was inducted into the Television Academy Hall of Fame. To introduce him, the Academy brought on one of Mr. Rogers' old guests, Jeffrey Erlinger.
On behalf of millions of children and grown-ups, it is you that I like.
We'll talk more about him later on our list, but suffice it to say that Mr. Rogers was overcome.
Look, instantly stands up as soon as he thinks he hasn't, no matter all of this fame or whatever he's done or anything, he never forgot that boy. Instantly stood up the second he seen him.
With joy to see his old friend. So much so, in fact, that he practically leaped onto the stage to hug and greet him. During his speech, Mr. Rogers asked us all to take 10 seconds to think about those people who had loved and encouraged us in our lives.
Either here or in heaven. Imagine how pleased those people must be to know that you thought of them right now.
If the audience wasn't already crying, they were now. Number 5. When he talked about violence and shootings.
There are people in the world who are so sick or so angry that they sometimes hurt other people.
Children are tragically so often the victims of violence, but they're seldom asked their thoughts about it. In this poignant segment, especially in our era, Mr. Rogers speaks to several school children about some of the violence and shootings they've seen on television.
How do you think anybody gets to be a murderer?
Maybe they're lonely.
Lonely?
It's a deep moment when we realize
So he actually went really for the hardest subjects. Like, I understood that it was very profound, the things he says, and the inspirational, the things he does, but I did not know that he went to the deepest subjects. So far, they've talked about divorce, which must affect so many people, and now you're talking about like children experiencing violence and things like that, and asking how they must have felt. And then he actually went for the deep subjects. He didn't just talk the talk. This man went all in, trying to do as much as he can. There's nobody that can't respect that. Like,
that these kids are being given a voice in this matter for the first time. Mr. Rogers goes on to advise us, in dark moments when terrible things are happening on TV, to always look for the people helping and find comfort in that.
Always look for the people who are helping, she'd tell us. You'll always find somebody who's trying to help.
Well, we certainly found it comforting to know that he was there to help us.
What children probably need to hear most from us adults is that they can talk with us about anything, and that we will do all we can to keep them safe.
Number 4.
how many of us, right? How many of us? I mean, a lot of us were lucky to have parents and things like that. I was not. How many of us felt like they had no one to talk to about anything? Or even just talking to someone about yourself was just not a thing when they were younger. And then you grow up, and hopefully your children are in a situation now where they'll never have to experience that. People like this obviously helped stuff like that in your country. Hopefully my children know that I'm always there for them. I hope that I know that they feel that way. And I need to be careful. It's going to end up in another therapy session. I wish this lady would let him talk more. I understand it's her YouTube and things like that, but I would like to hear his words.
When he buried a pet fish. If we've learned anything about Mr. Rogers, it's that he isn't afraid to tackle difficult subjects when talking to children. In this episode, he tries to revive a fish who's passed away. When it doesn't come back to life, we're left watching the poor thing float upside down. In classic Mr. Rogers fashion, he takes the opportunity to teach us some important lessons about death. He even relates a gut-wrenching story about him and his childhood dog. We're thankful that Mr.
Like we just discussed this, he genuinely went for anything that could affect the child. Like, how many of you lost a pet? That must have been one of the most devastating things to you as a child. Like, I can only imagine, but to see him deal with it in such a way, speak about his own experiences, and literally bury it out of respect, like, that must have let so many kids know that they're not alone in this. You know what I mean? Like, people go through this, it's the circle of life, and it's not necessarily a bad thing as long as you understand your emotions from it, understanding grief and things like that. We don't get taught things like that in school. This guy, that's something. People like this guy should have something to do with the educational system. Did he ever have anything to do with the educational system in America? I'm sure I've seen something where he was like talking in Congress or something. I hope that's true, because this person's mentality could have done so much good for the world. Like, if it was just some of the things were passed on into the education, like you were taught how to deal with your emotions, you were taught how to communicate with people, you were taught how to have a discussion with people instead of an argument and things like that, and taught how to deal with things when things don't go your way. Yeah, these are the kind of people that need to have a say in the educational system. Not just these kind of people, but definitely these kind of people. this kind of man. We never had anyone like him over here.
Mr. Rogers had the courage to help us understand the complicated subject that death is. Number
How many of us were told, like I know I was, that you'd never cry. You never cry. You never let it out or anything. Like, I don't say that to my kids at all. It's completely the opposite. But like when I was a child, never. But like he's right though. Some of the toughest men on this planet, right? And ladies go through the hardest things. And the reason that they are the toughest people is because they've felt those low lows. You know what I mean? They've experienced those tough times. And that's what makes them emotionally strong, is because they've experienced it and possibly, hopefully, came out the other side. There's a phrase that are called better than well. When you've felt those low lows, you are then capable of reaching those high highs. But then what happens then, you'll notice, right? It's some of the most badass people on the planet, the people that don't really need to worry or anything about their own personal safety, the people that's been through the stuff, right? They end up doing good for other people because they felt those low lows of how it could be, and then they want to make sure that other people don't experience those things. I know that sounds really strange, but if you get what I'm saying, then there's a good chance you've kind of been through some of those low lows yourself too.
3, when he invited Officer Clemens to share a pool with him.
It looks awfully enjoyable, but I don't have a towel or anything.
Oh, you share mine.
Okay.
Sure.
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood began airing in the 1960s, a time of deep racial tensions in the United States, and it was for this reason that Mr. Rogers approached African-American actor and singer Francois Clemens to portray a police officer on his show. Mr. Rogers knew that Clemens could be a positive figure for children, even if Clemens himself had misgivings.
But sometimes just a minute like this will really make a difference.
Later in the series, Mr. Rogers made it a point to share a pool and sing Many Ways to Say I Love You with Officer Clemens, because he knew what a vital issue overcoming segregation was.
You'll find many ways to say I love you.
I can't really speak on this subject because I don't know much about it. You guys know more about it than me, but hey, if any of his other actions are anything to go by, then this must have done some good for some people as well. Definitely.
You'll find many ways to understand what love is.
Number 2, when he sang with Jeff Erlinger.
This is the kid.
I do.
Not your fancy chair. That's just beside you.
You'll remember Jeff from Mr. Rogers' induction into the Television Academy Hall of Fame. In this episode, he was just a young child.
Jeff, your mom and dad must be really proud of you.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah. Well, I know I am.
It's a sad fact
That's
that we
cool.
can often react negatively when we see someone who's different from us.
I had a tumor and it broke the nerves to tell my hands and legs what to do.
Of course, Mr. Rogers knows this, so he goes out of his way to introduce us to Jeff, who is disabled and in a wheelchair.
That it's you I like. It's you yourself. It's you.
He takes away the fear of meeting someone so different by asking him some simple questions. Seeing this open and honest approach to humanity should serve as a lesson to us all.
We have to all discover our own ways, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Of doing things when we're feeling blue.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not feeling blue right now, though.
Me neither.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick,
He was just a good guy, man. He's just a good person. Like in his heart, in his soul. Like you can't keep an act up for that long. This man, from what I've seen, was doing this for longer than I've been alive. And he never wavered, never faltered. and he maintained that same attitude and personality and who he genuinely is throughout. You know, someone put something in one of my comments before when I watched it the first time. And the first time, yeah, I got really emotional because it was a different video and this woman wasn't talking. It was just like him. And I started having like my own therapy session and stuff. But like someone put something in my comments, right? That apparently someone stole his car and then found out that it was his car and returned the car with a note saying, "Sorry, Mr. Rogers." Can you imagine, right? Someone's life's gone downhill that much that they've had to steal a car. Okay. But Mr. Rogers has still made such a difference to their life that someone that would go out and steal would then think twice and think, you know what? I couldn't do something like this to someone so kind and then return it. It's just more evidence that he's made a difference to more people than I've ever seen happen in my own country.
Here are some honorable mentions.
Mr. Rogers? What do you think about hugging big birds?
I don't know. I've never tried.
Well, here's your big chance.
Moonwalking.
Moonwalk?
Mm-hmm.
How do you do that?
All right, put your foot like this.
Like that.
Then you push back. Then you push back.
Yo,
Yeah,
let's
like
go.
that. You got it? Yeah.
Let's go, Mr. Rogers.
Hard.
Yeah.
I know I can tell you one thing. 1, 4, 3. I love you. I'll be back next time. Bye.
Number 1, when he defended PBS to the Senate.
Looks like
This is it. This is when he was at the Senate. Right, I'm rewinding it. I want to see this bit. Right, I'm sorry. I want to see this bit.
Number 1, when he defended PBS to the Senate.
looks like you just earned the $20 million.
In 1969, President Nixon was proposing major funding cuts to the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and PBS. Fred Rogers had always felt that television had a unique power to educate and nurture children, and had made it his mission to show the good of humanity on his show, rather than the lowbrow stuff that was commonly on TV.
I'm very much concerned, as I know you are, about what's being delivered to our children in this country.
For this reason, he was compelled.
Oh man, please let him talk. Please. This is why I don't watch Mojo videos, okay? Like, no offense to Mojo. I know that's what you do, but like, I want to hear it from him. He's the spectacle, okay? Look, there's a reason, right, that my camera is really small and then this is really big, because I'm not the star of the show here. We're looking at this guy. Like, let him talk. I want to hear his words.
To appear before the United States Senate Subcommittee on Communications to try and save public broadcasting.
And I feel that if we in public television can only make it clear that feelings are mentionable and manageable, we will have done a great service for mental health.
In classic Mr. Rogers.
And that is who should be in charge of the mainstream media, any media or anything. Everything should be done with good intentions, because everyone only gets one life. You should always, no matter what gets put out there, I know you got to report on the bad stuff and everything, but you have to remember you're putting out there what's everyone's seeing every day. There should be a lot of positivity put out there. Celebrate people's wins. Hey man, it's just as much as a news story when someone goes and saves someone, or some child achieves something at a science fair or something like that. Like, that stuff should be on the news too, not just negative stuff. Like, he's got the right personality for it and the right mindset. And I do believe when I press play next, this guy, it was like, yeah, you've got it. You've got it. Like, this guy was a gentleman too.
Style, he convinced the committee members to actually increase the funding. And he did it by reading them a song.
Know that there's something deep inside that helps us become what we can. For a girl can be someday a lady, and a boy can be someday a man.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Ms. Mojo.
Now that right there is an inspirational man. Okay. There is inspirational men and women all over this world, people who fight for their country, people who do right by their loved ones, people who do good things in their community. And then there's people like this guy who try to do it on a broader scale. Um, one question for Americans. Do you have anybody else like this that I could maybe look into? Somebody told me that there was like a judge that did things like this, and I actually Googled it, and it turned out it was real, and none of it was scripted as well. So I've been looking into the judge video of the judge who sadly passed away, but he seemed like a really nice guy. Was this like a common thing for you guys? Because I can't remember anyone that did anything like this. I mean, we had like a couple of people that we watched when we were little that were actually it was nowhere near comparison to Mr. Rogers. But they weren't from my country. It was just like us watching someone else. Like, is there anyone nowadays and age who's like a prominent figure? Like, doesn't matter about popularity or whether they're online or on TV or anything, but is there anyone nowadays and age who's out there trying to do good in the world and cover these hard topics for the children and things like that? I would really like to know. I would really like to look into it. Again, this man is very inspirational. I won't do another one of his videos for quite a while because I don't want to oversaturate and I don't want to use his good name just to get views or anything like that. But hopefully in the future, I can find a better video where maybe it's just him talking so I can experience him some more. Because, like I said at the beginning of the video, what inspired me the most was the comments from people who'd actually been touched by the things that he said and the way he conducted himself, people who'd been through things in their childhood, and he, even though he was just on a TV screen, his words has inspired them to become better people as they grew. Yeah, definitely an absolute gem of a person. I don't know if you have that saying in America, but thank you so much for watching this with me, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Much love and God bless. Thank you.